Holy. Hello.
Hello!
Quite excited, huh?
A little bit. We haven't been here in a minute. Oh, okay. We have opinions today.
Hello?
Sorry.
Yeah, I sweat bullets and I smell. If I don't have anything to mask it, it's over.
Yeah.
We're talking Chernobyl, biohazard, get the hazmat suit to go near me.
It might not actually be Final Fantasy. It might be something different.
Parasite! We say to all HR teams, hiring managers, if you guys are leaving people on red or ghosting them, you. You are literally the problem. But nothing's better than a nice Q-tip in the ear.
Anyway.
Okay, relax.
A minute? What do you mean?
We haven't been here in a hot minute.
What's a hot minute?
In a hot minute.
Since last, November, I think?
Since last year, technically.
Yeah, we haven't seen you guys.
Year.
We haven't seen you guys since last year. Isn't that so crazy?
Whoa, since last year, whoa, like a whole year ago, whoa. Anyway, what's up? What's up, everybody?
Welcome back to the What's Yappanin podcast. We are back. Dare I say that the holidays completely ruined our schedules. And also just laziness in general.
Well, and
new things in
also
life.
Started school,
Yeah,
so
new things in life.
that's been making me a little bit more busy than usual. And life. As they do say, the life cycle just happens. I don't know what I'm saying, but anyway.
Yeah.
We are so barak.
For a revival, as people would say.
Yeah.
The revival.
Is it a revival, though? We haven't been gone that long, if you think about it.
I mean, it's been 4 months.
Okay, but
That is what?
Okay.
That's what, okay,
but
7, 8 episodes?
Well, I mean, okay, so we still have an episode to post, but we might just scrap that. What do you think?
I was lazy. Listen, we recorded an episode before all
before all the holidays.
This is how far back we have an episode. We have an episode that is not edited, and it is literally post Arcane. And in the episode, we talk about Arcane.
Oh yeah, we have to post that one.
I'll have to I could definitely dig it up. I'll post it at some point and just label it the archive episode.
The Arcane Archives.
The Arcane Archives. But that's how far back.
Now we have something even more important to talk about.
Which is what?
Oh, what we spent our whole past weekend consuming ourselves into,
Gang, as some of you may followed during the podcast, we played the Monster Hunter beta, right?
Yep.
That was back in November. Really good. The meme was I built a new computer just to play the beta.
Yep.
2 more betas came out at the beginning of February. Another opportunity to enjoy the game. Banger. And guess what? It is March 7th, which means that the beta has been out for 8 days. Or not the beta. The actual game has been out for 8 days.
Yep.
Listen.
And, we've already beaten it.
Well, I've beaten it a little bit more than you have.
Yeah, but we beat the main story, and then we beat the quote unquote endgame the endgame monsters. So we pretty much beaten it.
So let me run through this really quick.
Wait, should we pause and do song of the week first?
We could do
before
it.
we get going on this, because we're gonna be talking about it the whole time, probably.
Sure. You go ahead.
So, in lieu of things coming out, today is March 7th, which means that Lady Gaga's new album, new full studio album, has released. It's called Mayhem. And, it's Peak. And so, the entire album is my song of the week. But I haven't finished listening to the whole thing. I'm, like, at the end. But so far, banging. Peak. Mother. Like, it's like, I forget what the album was called that, like, Bad Romance is on. I forget that album. But it's that album with, like, Bad Romance and all those other songs just, like, modernized and, like, made better. Like, I don't know how to explain it. We got 2 singles from this album prior to release. We got Disease and Abracadabra, and they just simply set the stage. Like, they go so hard. Abracadabra's been stuck in my head since it came out, on repeat, rent-free in my brain. I don't know if you've listened to it, James. I'm sure you have, if you've been on any form of social media since then. But
Didn't this thing just drop, like, today?
well, Abracadabra and Disease were singles that she dropped prior.
Oh.
Abracadabra, she dropped on Grammys night. She dropped it after the Grammys were over. Straight up. She was like, "Here you go." Handed it to us on a golden platter. And we were like, "What?" Because we didn't even know. We knew we were going to have Disease, but we didn't know we were going to have anything else until today. But she was like, "Here you go. Have Abracadabra." And holy fuck, it was so good.
Yes, I do. Yes,
Yeah,
I do remember this song.
it's banging.
Disease,
whole album-
I have not heard.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's interesting. Disease has been out for a while. Disease was out since last year, like, I think it came out in December, I want to say. Either that or November.
Yeah, I have not listened to this album at all.
Well, it literally just came out today, so you got time, you know?
Yeah. Well,
But-
I've been listening to other albums.
Yeah. What's your song of the week?
Gang.
We need to talk about your current, like, 9 obsessions that you have.
My, like, I don't know what it is recently. Like, my current, like, music obsession is just hard rock, industrial rock, metal. I don't know why. I just, like, haven't been able to kick it. And, like, I'm not complaining. But
yeah,
it's
don't
like-
complain. You're listening to Peak.
Yeah, like, I've just been cranking this type of music out like it's my job. But my song of the week this week is what's it called?
The Apparition.
The Apparition by Sleep Token.
Which is one of the, like, lesser popular ones on the album. I've heard, but it goes hard.
Like, all of the songs on that album go really hard. Like,
Yeah, but everybody has their favorites. They have Take Me Back to Eden, they have Rain, they have Aqua Regia, they have Granite. Everybody likes The Summoning. And by everybody, I mean Thirst Straps on TikTok. And then Chokehold is, like, the flagship of the album, I would say.
really?
Yeah.
Like, I think my favorite songs off of the album are The Apparition, Take Me Back to Eden, Rain, Ascensionism.
Yeah.
Like,
My favorite's Aqua Regia. I
don't
fucking love that song.
don't get me wrong. Like, the whole album as a whole is really good. Like,
Yes.
I actually got the album on vinyl a couple days ago.
Yeah, you want to talk about your totally not impulsive purchases you've made?
I definitely have had that. Okay, so here's the thing. I went back home, and my dad has a vinyl setup himself, and he was like, "Hey, I have extra gear, like extra vinyl stuff. Like he had an amplifier, he had an equalizer, he had a turntable, and some speakers, literally the whole setup." And he's like, "Do you want it?" And I was like, "Yeah, hello." So I take it
Literally
home.
based.
Yeah, I take it home. I get it set up. I'm like enjoying my music. My guy gives me the most like scuffed wires known to man. I'm pretty sure like what I'm about to say is my fault because I wasn't able to connect it correctly. But at the same time, the wires he gave me were completely scuffed. The speakers he gave me were a little old, and my dad was like, "Hey, these should last you some time. Like they should last you a good bit." And I was like, "Okay, bet." So I connect them. Again, wires scuffed. Connect them. Blow out one of the speakers.
Oof.
I was pissed. I was like, "God damn it." So, not only that, but I went and I've been waiting to purchase vinyls until I had a setup. So, my ass went super crazy and bought like I think the total is like $400 worth of vinyl shit. And then I had to buy like new speakers because I was getting impatient because I was like, dude, I don't want to listen to music on one speaker. My dad said that he'll bring me some speakers when he comes up next time, but I don't know when he's coming up. Like, my parents don't come to visit me very often. I usually visit them. And yeah, I spent an abysmal amount of money getting this set up, but the Sleep Token album sounds heavenly.
Yeah.
Heavenly.
So you got Sleep Token, you got Billy, you got Persona 4, right?
Yeah, so I can run through the vinyls. So, I have the Sleep Token album. I have my favorite artists' albums, all of them. I have Eden's albums, all 4 of them. I have the Hades soundtrack. I have the Persona 4 soundtrack. The Billie Eilish album.
Wait, Eden as in like the Japanese band Eden?
No.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, he's a small indie. Well, not small anymore, but he's an indie artist.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah,
that's like one of your favorites.
I have all of his albums. I have a small another indie small artist, Michael. Shout out Michael. I have 2 Tyler the Creator albums. I have 2 Khalid albums. The American Teen and Free Spirit, Daniel Caesar, the new Linkin Park album. I had to.
Oh yeah.
I have the Random Access Memories by Daft Punk. I have the drumless and the original. I gifted the drumless version to my dad, thinking that it was just like a really cool version or like different like vinyl cover. Turns out it was a drumless edition. My dad was like, "Here, you can have it." I ordered the original. So at some point I have to order him the original. But yeah, spending way too much money, and I probably will spend even more in the future on vinyls. So yeah.
Well,
yeah,
I think that's really cool. I've always wanted a record player and to be able to get vinyls, but they're expensive, bro.
They are.
Even like the smaller ones are still gonna run you like $100. Like,
yeah, for real.
It's crazy. But yeah, well, we could get back into Monster Hunter now that we had our moment with our songs. Had our musical moment, if you will. Yeah, it happened. And it was peak.
Hunter Gang.
Monster Hunter Gang.
It came out February 28th. Except for me, it came out February 27th, 10 p.m. because that was the release time. Came out for Savi at like 12 on the day.
Yeah, so like Thursday, it was a Thursday, it's the 27th. Literally, Nathan went to work early because he had to do something like at work early, like with other people. And so he came home from work early and immediately went to sleep. He took like a 3-hour nap until dinner time, and then I made dinner. And then after we ate, I went to sleep, slept for like 2 hours. And then we get on at midnight, our time, 10 p.m. James's time. And lo and behold, James did not sleep at all.
Yeah, let me run through my day. I took 2 days of PTO for this game. I took Friday and Monday because I knew Thursday night I was going to stay up and play the game. And so my ass was not going to go to work. And I took Monday off because I felt that I wanted to get it all out of my system, which I'm very glad I did. I wanted to get it out of my system so that I can enjoy the game and not worry about work, or like while I'm at work just thinking about Monster Hunter. So, come Thursday, the idea was I'm going to get off work. I'm going to go on my run. I'm going to take a nap and then wake up, eat dinner, have like an energy drink for the release. I did all of that except the nap part. The problem is that I just can't nap. Like, I just never find myself in situations where like I need to nap, or well, like I could have used a nap, but like unless like I need to, I don't nap. Like, I have to be dead, like just dead to take a nap. And so my excitement for the game made me like not take a nap. And so lo and behold, 10 p.m. my time, I'm on the game, no sleep. I've been up since like it was like 8:30 in the morning, which is not too crazy early, but like still, like
it was still pretty bad.
My ass is at my computer 10 p.m. waiting for the release, and it comes out.
Yeah,
and
we all were ready.
We played from release until like I think at least for me it was like 11 and a half hours.
Yeah, it was like from midnight to like 1 p.m. for me and Nathan, so you guys can do the math.
Yeah, and it was like midnight, and it was 10 p.m. for me to like 9:30 in the morning to beat the story, which is, it was like, which is in Monster Hunter, it's low rank, and like prior to this, I was like, my goal for the first night was to beat low rank, and so I'm just like cranking through it and waiting to beat it, and then take a nap, wake up, and go at it again. And you might be like, oh, he probably took like a 4 or 5 hour nap, bro.
No,
bro, you're
Nathan and I did. We took like a 4 hour
completely
nap.
wrong. I think Savi had left the call because it got like super busy, or she deafened, and because it's hard to fucking focus on Monster Hunter when there's a lot of people talking.
Yeah, I also was streaming on Twitch too. Throughout all of this, I literally was streaming since midnight.
Yes.
And I streamed the entirety of it, of us playing. So that was fun.
Yeah, and so she was deafened during this, but I let the rest of the group know, primarily Nathan, but like Nathan was like on the struggle bus in terms of like staying awake.
Okay. He was so dead, like, and he slept, which is funny. He slept the most out of both me and you. Like, I didn't sleep as much as he did, and homie was struggling. Yep. He was like falling asleep in the middle of hunts, like he was having a hard time.
Yeah, and so I told him, I was like, hey, I'm gonna lay down for 30 minutes if I come back in 30 minutes, I'm just not gonna be able to take a nap. If I'm not back in 30 minutes, I'm taking a nap. And so that was my gist. I laid down and I fell asleep, of course. I slept for an hour.
That was it.
That was it. I slept for an hour, dog. I slept for an hour. I woke up. The only reason I also woke up is because apparently it was like a super hot day on on February 28th. It was a hot day out here, and it was like 60, 65, 67 in February out here. I was like, bro.
Yeah, that was a warmer week, like across America.
So I woke up because my room was hot as hell, because the sun hits my window and it heats up the room. And so if I want to like regulate the temperature in my room on a sunny day in February, I have to open up the window. I didn't do that because I didn't realize it was going to be hot.
Yeah.
And so I woke up hot as hell and I was like, fuck it. Well, we'll just like get up. I consumed like 3 energy drinks throughout that first day. So the 27th to the end of the 28th, I just had like 3 monster drinks. And I didn't get off the game until I think 11 or 12 a.m. that following day. And in the 24 hours of Monster Hunter Wilds being out, I played 21 hours of the game.
So Nathan and I, like, whenever he went to take his nap, Nathan and I, like, we were a little behind him, so we still had to catch up, so we played a little bit more while he was gone, and then we got off and took a break and took a nap, and we were gonna nap until dinner time, our time. So that we did that because Nathan he wasn't even coherent enough to understand what James had said, that he was only napping for like an hour or 30 minutes. And so Nathan was already asleep, and then I was like finishing up some stuff because I did like a tipathon during all of this. I was doing a tipathon, so I had to do some of the goals that I had met. So I took like another 30 minutes of doing that, and then we finally got off. And I took a nap, and he took a nap, and we woke up at like, it was like 1:30, 2 o'clock when we napped, and then we woke up at like 5, 6 o'clock. We took longer naps than we wanted to, but we were just so exhausted. And then we had dinner, and then we got back on, and lo and behold, James has been playing the whole time. And we were like, oh shit, we're so far behind him. Oh, it was funny. And yeah, and so we played for the rest of the day, like until like midnight again. It was like 1 or 2 a.m. for me and Nathan when we finally decided to get off because we wanted an actual amount of sleep. So all 3 of us got off, and then the next day, I think I played for a little bit and streamed for like 2 hours or so after we got up, and then Nathan and I had to go to a party, so we didn't get to play very much on Saturday. But James kept trucking.
Yep.
He was still going.
Listen, gang, I was locked in for the weekend. Responsibilities.
He clocked in.
Responsibilities out the window. I kid you not. So after the all-nighter, and the hour nap, I was like, all right, I'm gonna get some sleep. So I got like a full 8 hours of sleep from there on forward, because my ass was not gonna stay up anymore. I didn't want to do that.
Yeah.
But I woke up from after the 24 hours. I woke up and I felt like I got hit by a freight train.
Yeah.
Like waking up felt
It was probably
so bad.
Best sleep that we had, but waking up after it was like a fever dream.
Yeah.
Nathan felt fine because he's a heavy sleeper, but like James and I are light sleepers, and so normal like sleep nights for us are like waking up a couple times in the night. I toss and turn violently in my sleep. I turn around like a rotisserie chicken being cooked in an oven, like when I sleep. I'm such a light sleeper, but I did not wake up. Nothing disturbed me. The cats did not wake me up at all throughout the night. And I think you said something similar, like you had good ass sleep.
I went to bed, closed my eyes, and like don't remember waking up at all during the night.
It was out like a light.
Because sometimes like I have to wake up. I wake up to like toss and turn, and then sometimes I'll have to go to the bathroom. But this time around, no, just straight.
We simply passed away.
Yeah.
Like, to put it simply, we passed away and then woke up and felt like we had died and came back to life.
Deceased in the bed. For real.
Yeah.
It was bad. But yeah, I told everybody, I'm like, gang, we had D&D that Saturday. I told Ryan, our DM, because he's doing a new campaign, I told him I'm not going to be joining. And he's like, oh, are you going to be busy? Like, are you going to be out? And I'm like, no, bro, I'm playing Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
Like, I've been waiting. So
I think they understood, because they knew we've been waiting.
Yeah.
I mean, we weren't the only ones that had been waiting either. There were some other people, too.
Yeah.
So
I still, at least in my friends list, I still hold the highest hours, because, like, it's just... I'll disclose it here in a second, but, man, the amount of hours that I sunk into the game that weekend was absolutely nuts. And let me preface, my goal for the weekend was to beat the game and build all of the like weapons of my like class, because there's like what, how many weapons, like 16?
I don't know, but there's different weapons that you can play, and in Wilds you can play 2 different weapons at the same time if you want. But yeah, his goal was to build all of the long swords.
Yep.
Which is nuts, because that's a lot of grinding, because you kill the monsters, you get the monster parts, but sometimes you don't get the parts you need, and then you gotta fight it again. So yeah, he kind of went hard. I think by the end of Monday you had like 52 hours or something like that.
After my Monster Hunter Wilds shifts from Friday to Monday, I did what I wanted to do. I did it at a staggering 56 hours.
Yeah.
And it was insane.
And we're still playing it.
Yeah, I'm still playing it because like I'm learning a new weapon. Like I'm learning a couple new weapons.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's fun.
I still have to catch up on... I mean, I've beaten high rank and stuff, which is, like, the harder monsters. Like, you have the low rank, which is the main story. Once you beat low rank, you've beaten the main story, and then after that is, like, end-game, quote-unquote, content. And I've beaten those bosses, but I still want to get, good end-game gear and weapon and, like, get my fashion going, because the other half of... getting gear is looking good, so I've been trying to make my fashion, and then I also want to start a new weapon as well, which I haven't decided yet, but I think I'm either gonna do dual blades, or what was the other one that I was thinking? I was gonna do hammer, but then I decided I might not do that. I don't know. Dual blades is definitely gonna be one that I master because it's super fun.
Yeah,
But
they all have their niches and stuff like that.
yeah,
But yeah,
I might also do switch axe. I remember now. Switch axe was the other one that I might want to try. But
Swax.
Swax. Yeah. Because I saw the Hirabami sword. I don't know if you remember, James, but way back when the game was announced and they showed all of those, like, the artwork of, like, the different weapons or whatever, and that purple one that I talked about.
Is that Hirabami?
That's Hirabami. Yeah. So I might play it just to get that switch axe because that was the one that I saw when the game was first announced, and I was like, oh my god, I need it. It's like purple, like the axe form is in like a crescent moon shape, like, and it's like all purpley and like pretty, and yeah, and I have to have it, so I might do that also. Yeah, but it has been. I just have to say, can I take a moment for my Insect Glaive friends, because like we were so blessed. They beat us down with the betas. They took away our pride and our dreams by getting rid of our bouncing and all that, and they were like, okay, fine, and they listened to us and they made everything that we wanted and more in Insect Glaive, and it's my favorite weapon. Like, it will never compete with anything. Like, it does so much damage, it feels so smooth, and it works well with the new mechanic that they implemented in the game, which is like a wounding system. But yeah, I just needed to take a moment for my glaive homies. We've did it. We finally did it. We're here. We're so back. And I don't know, the game just feels like a great mixture between Rise and World. Like, it is Rise and World's love child. Minus all of the performance things that people have been running into. We could go into that if we want, but I don't know. I have console supremacy, so I didn't have any issues.
So, a lot of there's a couple of things I want to talk about. So, I keep seeing, like, on Twitter and like Threads, which is like Instagram's Twitter version.
Yeah.
Whatever. That like people start posting their like stuff, and it's like just completed low rank. I'm so excited for high rank.
Yeah.
Bro, they post it and they like post their hours. I saw one and it was like just finished low rank. Bro, they had like 47 hours.
Yeah.
I was like, what? I'm like, bro, we did it in like 11.
Yeah. Well, I mean, some people like to take their time. You know, they probably like started doing fishing. They probably were like collecting the little endemic life. They probably were like taking it in.
So did I. I did some of those quests too, but like to finish low rank, like.
I mean,
and
sometimes...
watch the shitty story.
It wasn't that bad. You guys are being dramatic.
It wasn't that bad, but I will say it also wasn't that great either. Like, in all of Monster Hunter games, I literally do not care for the story. Just put the monsters in the bag, bro.
I mean, that's how Capcom makes the games. Like, it's not a story-based game. It's very much like here's this monster, it's wreaking havoc in the area, go kill it. You know?
Yeah.
Like, they did a very good job of like kind of building upon that with Wilds. Like, they took it to a little bit of another level, and I appreciated that, rather than just like, here's this monster, it's killing everybody, go kill it. They like added some backstory and like a good plot twist to it, which we won't say because of spoilers, but even still, like, the story wasn't amazing, you know. But I think it should be that way, because if the story was too in-depth and too crazy and too everything, like, it would take away from what the game is truly about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah. And then there's performance issues.
I was chilling. If anything,
Well, you ran into the polygon thing a little bit.
Well, I actually figured out why. Because, like, I actually figured out what was going on.
Yeah.
I actually wasn't even using my GPU at its fullest potential.
Oh.
Because I didn't have a setting turned on in Microsoft. So I played through, like, all of, like, the whole weekend.
Oh.
And then I saw a video on how to maximize, like, performance. And literally it was like, if you have this series card, if you have like a 40 series, use this setting in Microsoft. And it was like GPU accelerating. It was like a GPU acceleration scheduling. I had that off the whole time. I turned it on. Never dipped below 60 frames, bro.
Nice.
And I was like, this is a game changer. I put 56 hours into this game. Those 56 hours, the game still ran great.
Yeah.
Past the 56, the game is peak. It looks beautiful. The game just looks gorgeous. Do you need a higher end PC? Yes.
Yeah, this is the game that rocked the gaming industry, or the gaming, like, consumer world. Everybody has been having to upgrade their builds against their will in order to play this game, because Capcom just went above and beyond with the engine and everything that, you know, this game runs on. I played it on PS5 and I didn't have issues. It didn't look amazing, like I'm sure it did compared to, like, your computer, James, but it still looked very nice.
Yeah.
And it ran so good. It ran perfectly. The only issue I had was, like, an HDR issue, like, causing weird, like, graphics not loading, but as soon as I turned that off, it fixed it. I think it was just because it wasn't compatible with the monitor that I have. But, like, other than that, it ran perfectly well. And, yeah, I think that people are being extremely dramatic about this game, and, like, saying that it's unplayable, it's impossible to run, it's shit, it's, like, the most unoptimized game they've ever seen, and I just think that's truly just wrong. I think a lot of it is people not wanting to understand that their PC, like everybody will blame everything else under the sun before they blame them not having good enough parts for it. I don't know what it is about people in the gaming, like, industry, but, like, I don't know.
I'm not gonna put their name on blast, but we had a buddy who was shit talking the game and shit talking Capcom, and literally all he had to do was update 4-year-old drivers.
Oh yeah, and it ran well because he was
fine.
crashing and stuff. I mean, like, if we're talking about it for PC standards, like, there could be some optimization things, you know, done to make it more streamlined. I mean, their servers are a little wonky, especially, like, the crossplay ones. Like, I have some problems, like, with some of my friends, like, staying in their lobbies just because of the, like, server compatibility between PlayStation Network and like, Steam and stuff. But, like, it's just, you just have to have good stuff, and that's the thing. Like, technology is only going to go higher, you know what I mean? And people just don't like that, and I get it, because it costs a shit ton of money to upgrade, you know what I mean? But you can't blame that on the developers. Like, they're gonna make a game how they want to make it, and they're not an indie company. They're not, like, they're a AAA company. They're gonna make AAA games. Like, you can't just sit there and be mad at them for making a beautiful, beautiful game, like, that is revolved around, like, the landscape, the ecosystems, the ecology, how the land works. Like, there's weather and stuff like that. Like, they have to make that look good, or it's not gonna do well. You know what I mean? So, it's just, like, all throughout the time that we were playing, like, it felt very much like everybody around us was just trying to rain on our parade. I don't know if you felt this, but I did personally, like, with some of my friends, like, I don't know, like, it just felt bad. Like, everybody was like, why would I spend $70 on a game that's just gonna be shit and not optimized at all? And I'm just like, why do you say stuff like that when people are so genuinely excited to play this game, performance issues or not? Like, it's just feels awful, you know what I mean? Like,
and that's
let people enjoy things. You don't, like, if you complain, fine, you can have your complaint, but don't just, like, dog on it the whole time. You know what I mean? Like, say your complaint and then be done with it. You know what I mean?
And that's like the majority of the reviews on Steam anyway, and it's like, you know, like, poor optimization and stuff like that. And I'm like, dude, like, there is only so much the developer can optimize. Could it be better in the current state? Yes. Do I have a high-end PC that can run it very smoothly? Yes. But I foresaw that this computer was going to need, like, I foresaw that this game was going to need a computer that would be able to run it. And I went ahead and did it. My old computer, I could have been the person that was bitching about it. Like, I could have been that person. But
I feel like even if you were, you would have understood, you know what I mean, that it was not, in fact, the fault of the devs, you know?
Yeah, my system would have been struggling to run it in the current state. And it's mainly because, hey, my hardware is, like, years old. Like, you cannot expect to run a game, like a current gen game, at good performance with a 5+ year old computer, like, that hasn't had an upgrade in 5+ years. And it's like, the game is asking a minimum of, like, a 2070?
I think it was a 10 series GPU.
No, it was, like, recommended is, like, 2060 Super, I think. And then, like,
I still
a decent
feel like that
CPU.
was relatively low.
Yeah, like, it's
to set
low.
The bar. That's pretty low of a bar considering, like, how heavy the game is. It's a heavy game. It's not, like, it's not medium, it's not light, it's heavy. You know what I mean? So, like, it's gonna take up from all of your PC parts. And that's the thing, too, is, like, when they were making the game, they made it for the PS5 and the PS5 Pro, because that's out now, which is not really, like, a huge upgrade from the OG PS5, but it still had, like, upgraded parts in it. And also, like, PCs that were the high-end standard. You know what I mean? Like, they built the game off of those. And it just pisses me off when people get mad because, like, they can't take into account, like, what your parts are. You could have a good ass GPU, but you could also have a shitty CPU, and then that will cause you issues. Or you could have not enough RAM, or you could have, like, you know, a shitty GPU, but all of your other parts are good. Like, they can't account for the mix match of PC parts that you have. You know what I mean? Like, they're gonna build the game on a computer that they can run the game on. You know what I mean? So it's just like,
if you have all of these tools at your disposal, you're going to use all the tools. They're not going to build a game on. They're not going to build a game on a fucking, like, a 1080 graphics card for everybody to be able to play. It's like, even then, some people don't even meet the standards of a 1080. And it's like, bro, like, You got to give in at some point, and like the developers are using current gen hardware to make games, and if they aren't, then quite frankly, like it shouldn't be AAA titles that they're making.
Yeah, I mean, like, let's take Rise into account. Like, Rise was made on the Switch. It was created for the Nintendo Switch, and that's what it was made for. Like, it had that standard level of graphics. It had that standard level of gameplay. It was crafted around that, and it shows. Like, that one's not everybody's favorite because it's not like we got that after World, and so World set the standard, and so we went from World to Rise, and people weren't very happy about that. And so what would have happened if they did the same thing with Wilds? Like, they would have still been mad. Like, it's just a lose-lose situation for Capcom, and I feel bad to a certain extent, but also, like, I know sometimes the AAA companies aren't always doing everything with the best interest of their consumers in mind, but I feel like they genuinely have tried to, like, satisfy everything. You know what I mean? Like, they went to World and grabbed pieces from it. They went to Rise and grabbed the quality of life that Rise brought, like, to hunting and stuff, and they put it all together and made it better. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I just feel as though my parade was rained on a lot during the weekend because I was a person who was so excited for it and didn't have issues, and I just had a great time, and then everybody around me was complaining and having an awful time, and it just felt bad. But I didn't let it stop me. I still played it, still had an amazing time. We had a great time, and we're still playing it.
Sorry,
and we're
gang.
gonna play it.
It didn't rain on my parade. It's just like I knew that it was going to be a problem, and so therefore I fixed the problem. It's
Exactly.
not like it's not my fault that you did not go in advance and upgrade your shit, which is right now is a terrible time. We have a couple of people who are upgrading their computers, and it's a terrible time because Nvidia dropped the new GPUs, and guess what? Scalpers got all the fucking GPUs, and then also got the older GPUs. The GPU I'm running right now, the 4080 Super, I bought it
quadrupled in price since you bought it, right?
No, not quadrupled. I bought it for $1,000.
Yeah.
Currently on Amazon, it is sitting from not even like Amazon itself, just different buyers. It's sitting at 1,800. It's like, dude, it went up 800. Like, I genuinely don't understand, like, what, like, bro, how, like, why did every card get scalped just because Nvidia dropped cards? It's just like, it doesn't make sense.
Every single time, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Especially because they said that they were gonna stop making 40 series. So, like, yeah, like they're not manufacturing them anymore. So, which is crazy because though that's just the previous series for what we got.
Yep.
Like, how do you already stop making those? Like, sure, 30 series, don't make those anymore. Like, those are old news. It's been like 4 or 5 years since those came out, right? Like, sure. But the 40s? Like, it hasn't even been that long. You know what I mean? And they're already like, no, we're not making them anymore. Like, okay.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
It's insane. They're just like, yeah, I don't know. Long story short, it's just a bad time to upgrade. It's a bad time to upgrade. I had a great time, and like, I mean, you have to realize that modern games are becoming a lot more powerful, and if you want to play modern games, you're going to have to upgrade.
Yeah.
Either
People
that, or you're
don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear the truth.
Either that, or you have to sacrifice looks for performance.
Yep.
Like, if you want higher frames, you're gonna have to sacrifice the way the game looks, and that's how it's always been.
Yep.
Those
In
settings
any
are
games.
in those
Any
settings
AAA
are
games.
in the game for a reason, because sometimes your computer cannot handle it. So
Yep.
you have to pick and choose. That is not the developer's fault. There
Yeah.
are games that have had it worse. Like, for example, Cyberpunk, game I've been looking forward to for more than like 10 years since the initial fucking trailer
Announcement.
it
Yeah.
came out. Guess what? The game, that one was actually a developer's issue. That game ran like shit. And
It didn't even run. Like it wasn't even functioning.
Yeah, they pulled the game from consoles because it was running so poorly.
Yeah.
Capcom is not doing that.
No.
The
it's
game
not
runs
even close to that.
The game runs fine on consoles.
Yeah.
And it runs fine on,
computers that can handle it.
computers that can handle it.
Yeah. Yeah. I just want to say that I'm so excited for next month because they are adding my favorite monster to the game, Mitsune, and I'm so excited for that. I was so excited to get some more content. They added a little bit more too. Like the other day, it was like an event thing that they added, and there was like.
Did you see the helmet that you could get?
Yeah, I saw it.
Little fluffy animal that you could put on your head.
Yeah, I'm excited for that, but there's even still so much more that I have to do. Like I have to talk to all of the different people in all the villages and like do their meals and stuff like that. Like every village has a specific meal that they can serve you, and it's like different for each one. Like I just did the Woodwood ones where they're at like the bonfire or whatever. I didn't even know they were there, and then I just discovered it, and I was like, oh my goodness, I need to go to all of the villages and do this. And that was fun. And like the game is like so much more than just like hunting monsters. Like there's so much to do. Like it's crazy. But yeah, and it looks great, and it's so much fun, and we had a great time.
Yeah, and
we had such a great time.
The content doesn't stop. Like it genuinely doesn't. Like it's just.
Yeah, we still have to wait until they make a DLC.
Yeah, like not only do they have title updates, but they're going like per every Monster Hunter, at least like per the ones past World. They've added like a DLC. Do we have to pay for it? Yes. Happily going to give that money to Capcom. That's not even a fucking question.
What do we think they're gonna name it? Because for World it was Iceborne, and then for Rise it was Sunbreak. What do we think they're gonna name the DLC for Wilds? Do we have a guess? And then we can like circle back when they do release it and see like how close we were.
Prediction? I don't.
Yeah.
Monster Hunter. Well, because it was Monster Hunter World, and then it was Monster Hunter Iceborne.
Yeah, Iceborne and Sunbreak.
And then Monster Hunter Sunbreak. Sunbreak, Iceborne. Something fire.
I feel like it would.
So, and like my head is going
fire?
like I don't know, because they have ice and then sun.
I'm thinking they're gonna expand upon the plot that we got, not to like spoil it, but you know what I'm talking about, like the little tiny plot twist that we got with the like the flagship and stuff. You know, those specific monsters. I think they're gonna expand upon that.
No, this time I think it's gonna be something like with the moon. I think it's gonna be something with the moon because there are moon phases in the game.
Moon, yeah.
There are moon phases in the game, and they did like. I probably after I'm done, like once I say I'm done with Wilds, until like the update, I'll probably go back and finish Sunbreak.
Yeah.
Actually, I take that back. I'm probably going to do another Rise run because I do want to play Longsword in that one.
Yeah.
And they did, like, my favorite monster wasn't in the game, unfortunately, but I'm really hoping that they add him. It's the Nargacuga.
Nargacuga. Hey, they could still add him.
In Sunbreak, they added Lunar Narcuga. And what's really cool about Lunar Narcuga is that in the moonlight, Nargacuga goes invisible.
Yeah.
So they have phases of the moon in the game, like when it's nighttime. So I think it might be something lunar. I don't know. I think that's my guess.
Something lunar. Yeah, that would be cool if it was like some kind of cool name. See, like they have like two words in them, so like Iceborne and then like Sunbreak, so like it would be like moon something or like lunar something, you know what I mean?
Lunar Harvest.
Lunar Harvest. Ooh, that would be kind of cool, because like the plenty and the fallow and the inclements are like a big part of the game. Maybe they would implement some kind of something with the weather.
That's my prediction. Lunar Harvest.
Lunar Harvest.
I dropped my cap. Yep, that's my prediction.
Yeah. Lunar Harvest. I don't know what mine would be. I think that's a good one. That's like too good of a guess to top. Lunar something. But
imagine if it was just Fire Unborn.
Unborn.
just a combat.
Fireborn.
Iceborn.
Lunarborn. Moonborn. What if it was like? What if it was like I don't know where I was going with that. My brain left me. I think my brain is shutting down.
It's clocking out.
As we are nearing the end. The end of the world as we know it. Yeah, we did a bit of peak gaming this past weekend. And we decided that we had to talk about it and tell you guys about it.
Yep, and that the podcast is back.
We'll be posting this episode, we promise.
Yep. We will.
We're
wink, wink.
Back. Wink, wink. Nudge, nudge.
No, this episode will get posted. And we'll be back.
Yeah. We are back. Not we will be back. We are back.
We are
so back. Yeah. Anyway, guys, let us know your thoughts in the comments. Let us know if you guys played Monster Hunter at all, or if you are excited to. And we'll see you on the flippity flop.
The flip flop.
Flippity flop. Yeah.
Damn.
We'll see you on the flip side. In the next episode when that comes out.
You're.
You're.